All right, I had my old rant this morning about the censoring of certain Fenn tubers, like you know, Troy's censored, and I'm censored, Teton Trapper's censored. You know, we're not part of the discussion. We're not part of the. We've been evicted from the chase, according to them. You know, and that's only because they're bigoted. You know, now that means that they disrespect me and all that, and you know that's fine. That, you know, they can not like you know, you can go ahead and not like me, but you can't be the authority of who are the who's the popular searchers, who's been in this for a long time, who's new to the search, and generally, I know even in the intelligence world, that Toby knows that the new guy that comes in doesn't know shit. Okay, but the guys that's been you know experienced and has figured out things like that know what they're talking about than somebody just joined in. Really, when somebody just joined in, is just going to repeating the same. Oh, it said Yellowstone. I'm going to Yellowstone. The only bold he says the only bold hint is treasure and treasures because treasures on the map. No, but he won't tell you that. But you know, oh, you know, Bill Gorman has pareidolia. It's just a mental thing with him. It's his imagination. He's not part of our reality. You know, the people that think that are real dumbasses because there's evidence Forrest Fenn sees shapes in rocks. He's showing Suzanne, so and he can tell. Oh yeah, they walked all. You know, he can read the rocks, and stuff. And the other thing, he wanted a degree in archaeology. He thought that some professor in Colorado, some small college, might give him an honorary PhD in anthropology. Well, why a small college in Colorado when his pueblo his excavation was in New Mexico? You'd think it'd be a New Mexico, right, college, a Colorado college, a Colorado college, because there's something in Colorado very important that he found and researched and looked into, which is this Clovis site I found, and that's why I found figures with a Clovis point in the ribs of a mammoth. I found the Model A with the 50 caliber hole. I keep repeating this. You know, all these things I found. Been sleeping at his desk, teacher standing over and waking him up from the dream, and the gypsies up on the cliffside, the Fenn's totem, the beautiful waterfall, the Moses standing there, giant mammoth omegas, 200-foot tall omegas. I mean, no matter how much evidence I put out there that this is the right area, we've taken this one piece of evidence that you gave us and we determined that you're full of shit. Now, I don't have one piece of evidence. I got 100 of them. 100. I got more confirmation than anybody else has. And my stuff matches his drawings. I'm able to overlay, cut the drawings out of the book, paste them, just the line art on top of the pictures I take, and it matches perfectly. Moses, the guys shooting marbles, they match it up in a couple places. The Biddy's boy, the Rockwell boy, all these things are perfect matches. And yet they still feel that they have grounds to discredit what I've provided as evidence of being on the right solution. Yet have we ever seen a picture of De Dix? I mean, De Call's Where's the picture of this so-called salamander? I found a salamander too. It was a rock. It looked like a lizard on the ground. But it wasn't a mountain. It was probably 20 feet long at the most. It wasn't a big, huge thing. But I got a picture. And there are people hugging mammoth trunks. Mammoth trunks are curved. They look like most of these mammoth formations, most of them are just the head of the mammoth and the trunk. If there were tusks on them, that maybe they were sticking out of the mountain and falling off. I don't know, but there's very few that show that like there's a tusk on them. And usually there's somebody, the space in between the trunk and the body of the mammoth, there's usually somebody standing in there, or some people hugging their trunks, just grabbing the trunks of the elephants. In the shape of the head of the looking straight, it could look like a curved banana with trunk curving down. And so some people might not see the elephants. They might see that, it looks like somebody hugging a banana. So he said, grab all the bananas. And he's grabbed a lot of bananas. Okay. He thought that his lifetime, he's earned himself a degree in anthropology. Not a degree in writing or English, or not a degree in Native American studies, not a degree in fishing, biology, I guess that would be. Not a degree a degree in archaeology, because that's his primary, what he figured. He said he didn't know anything about art. He just got in the business and turned out to do well, for art business. But he never considered himself an artist. But if he wanted to figure that he's earned himself an honorary PhD, then that means that he's the honorary PhD in anthropology. That means that the anthropology, the research into and anthropology is not just archaeology. It's reading the history from the archaeology, interpreting how the people lived and what they ate, and what other animals they interacted with, and how they did their commerce and that stuff. And these people left enough of this archaeology here that it tells their story. But it's before there was written language. I've seen some stuff that looks like it's writing something, but it writes it with bodies that are manipulated to create the letters. So they're two people. Well, a person standing here and a person standing here, might be a couple pair of L's, or But I see a lot of like F symbols and E symbols and omega symbols, and there's some circles, squares, different things, and then the lines, the seams in between the concrete. It's like that's not a natural crack in the rock. They poured concrete here and then they poured concrete there, and it's archaeology, and people that can't see that stuff. If you don't have an eye, a little pareidolia eye, then yeah, you're gonna miss it, and you have your mind cannot fathom anything older than Egypt, and even in Egypt, they what they show you is the stuff that stands out, that's bold, and there's no doubt that that's an ancient ruin. Okay, but they don't show you the stuff in Egypt that's like, wow, that's really deteriorated a lot in the last 7,000 years. They don't show you that stuff. If you had a picture of that, it looked just like my stuff. These are ancient ruins, and the earth, doesn't rock does not stay pristine for thousands of years, and the colors make them do. You don't. I'm not changing the. All I'm doing is changing the contrast, the brightness, the vibrance of the pixels that are there. They're not changing the shapes in images, and that's the little Toby and the little witch. They accuse me of creating all this stuff in Photoshop. I'm not an artist. Like I don't have the mind to imagine that. It's shown to me, and I'm interpreting what is there, because it is so bizarre and so awesome, so much more advanced than our art. It's Salvador Dali. They were doing Dali. It's surreal, and people look at it. I just can't believe it. I can't believe it, and they think, well, when I look up mammoth temples, I can't find anything about it on the internet except for what you've put up. No shit. It's a discovery. Forrest didn't publish it. I'm publishing it. I'm ringing a bell loudly. My bell's in the car because I got a bell. But, and I'm grabbing all the bananas, and nobody else seems to be in there. And then I noticed, I saw a post on one of it was on Cow Laser's thing, and somebody posted a picture, and they were searching in New Mexico. Now they've crossed over the Colorado, their border, and they're edging up my way. And these are the people that Forrest says, oh, they're getting close. Well, yeah, they're getting closer to me. They're getting closer to me. They're getting close. But because he's not going to tell you anything. You've never heard a comment from Forrest Fenn about Bill Gorman either. Because he's not going to tell you who the success story is. That's not that's not in his plan. This is all a plan. This is the final chapter of his life. The winner of the competition ain't going to know till he's dead. And he's filled in that name in the slot in his spreadsheet of who gets what. I'm going to go to exploring today. I was having trouble getting out of here without doing a little extra on what my mind was on, and I'm only exploring here. Next Monday, I plan on going back up to my search area with my RV. But I don't have a bunch of money to waste on gas going back in 70 miles a day to go up there. And I have an extreme amount of stuff here that hasn't been explored. I got truckloads of bananas here, basically. And I'm grabbing all the bananas I can. I'm be the Fenn. It's a hashtag, be the Fenn. And I'm the only one being the Fenn and exploring and looking at this archaeology and grabbing all these bananas. Bananas and blazes are the same. And I saw like on YouTube, it said I had a nasty comment from Dirk the Daring or Homer Brown. Was it Homer Brown or no? It wasn't but Dirk the Daring. Come on, Bill, man up. Most of us do not get mentioned or recognized for anything at all, and quit being a baby. I'm not being a baby. I'm putting out the real news. The real news is some people are assholes and they don't like to hear from people who got things right. They don't like somebody smarter than them, and that's the whole thing. That Mr. Intelligence ain't so intelligent. They shouldn't. They should change it to a gypsy's lick, and because he doesn't need to. I wouldn't tell him to kiss my ass. That is into his. I'd say lick my ass, since he's so good with his tongue, you know. Little slip of the tongue, yeah. Yeah, you gotta watch it if you tell Toby to kiss your ass. You get a slip of the tongue with it. Um, I can end talking bad about them if I'm welcome back into the community. As long as I'm not welcome in the community, then I got to let people know why they don't hear from Bill Gorman on those channels. You don't hear anything about me on those channels. Totally censored. Cut out of the community. That's like, okay, you go to a concert with 20 of your friends. You're in there 5 minutes and they throw you out of the concert. You're going to be happy about that? Or you're going to tell them, the people who threw you out, double blazes. That's how it works. No, it's like the pie fight. I'd like to see our observers they did a little school video and stuff, and pointed out that here's the two kids in the class talking about, you took the poem and threw the book in the trash. Yeah, if you a poem purist, some type of revolutionary religious cult. No, you can't be a poem purist. Won't do it. You got to be a Fenn purist, and it's anything Fenn. And you don't accuse Bill Gorman of having pareidolia when Bill Gorman is what Bill Gorman has found is the same thing Forrest Fenn found, because if you say Bill Gorman has pareidolia, you say Forrest Fenn has pareidolia. And I know it's not pareidolia. I know these are actual ruins from at least Ice Age. They could be 20,000 years old. We don't know. They could be before the Ice Age. We don't know. I haven't had any professional archaeologists physically take a look at any of it yet, other than showing them pictures, and they agreed with me. And I gotta go talk to them. I think they're back in class, so I gotta go up there and talk to them some morning. I'll do that tomorrow, maybe. Maybe I can get a little interview with the professor that he backs up what I say. He's going to have his class there. I got to find my Clovis knife. I don't know where it is. But I got to clean up a lot. So I cleaned up some under my desk, my table here. As you go driving, and stuff falls off the table onto the seat, then onto the floor. And the seat on the other side, I got my electronics and chargers and all that over there. And I'm going to do some remodeling in this and make it more of a desk thing instead. I don't need a dinette. I need a desk. And a regular, I want to take the seats out here and put a regular like office chair on that's not on a slide around, just a pole into the stationary office chair for comfort for my butt. Yep. Yeah, I've like my search that I do my search, and I'll be up there searching next week. I'm exploring, but I'm keeping in mind because the same symbols are here that are up there, and this is below a home of, there's two Browns in this town, and one of them's in the graveyard, and one of them's the sewer service, you know. And this is south of there, so it could be here. I found a parade of elephants, and he says a parade of elephants walking over a human figure. Okay, that's trying crippled ant and elephant parade right there. So because there's so many elephants, the major formations are elephants and mammoths. So yeah, people don't care. Oh, Bill Gorman's full of shit. Bill Gorman isn't full of shit. If Bill Gorman's right, then 99.99% of other searchers are wrong. There's only a few that understand and see what I'm showing, and it's yeah, I don't know. And I try to go on my YouTube channel, and when you go to the About button, I go to the About button on my channel, and they and it says, what I put in there a long time ago. What I had entered a long time ago, and about my channel, and it was a replacement for my other channel and all that information I put in before I even started the search, from back in 2013 or 2012. That information's on there, and I want to change it. There's no way to edit it. It won't let you edit that. It'll let you go edit the About You on your Google page, but that doesn't populate to my YouTube channel. They have no, we're making it. No, you just screwed things. You disabled my ability to put a current statement in my About page for my channel. I don't want to change the About for my Google Plus play. I want two separate pieces of information there, and they took away that ability. Yep. Yeah, I'm here. What am I supposed to say? People in on my conversations that don't let me in on their conversations. I said what I say on my channel ain't the way I behave in a chat room, and I've never said anything bad in a chat room. And the truth about double blazes is FF. Two F words, Forrest Fenn. What is that in, I think in Top Gun, when they're flying upside down. What's Tom Cruise? He gives the Russian pilot a blaze. A single blaze, or did he? I don't know. I gotta go watch that clip again. When he came in contact with a Russian jet, and I think he flipped him off. and that's the Tom Cruise. He's a Top Gun. It was the same, yeah. So those are blaze. He's Foxtrot. F. His name is an F word. And he got double F. He got double blaze name. His name is Double Blazes. So, and people don't believe Forrest. He's got it right, and nobody believes him. Forrest Fenn ain't gonna answer that question. Forrest Fenn ain't gonna answer a question if you ask him about me. He'll just say he's the craziest guy I know. And I told him, you can tell him I'm the craziest guy you know, because I know that means I'm as crazy as you are, and you got to be as crazy as the guy that hid the treasure to find the treasure. You got to see shapes in rocks like he does. And if you're brave enough to say you see him and tell the world about what you found, then you're brave and in the art. The wood is art. Yeah. Yep. We, you know, and when people push your buttons, in Forrest Fenn, are there people he want to punch? Let's see. I'll do punch. Punch. Punch on Terry Scant there. Da, 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 da. Okay. To tell you, I'll give you a treat. A lot of people saying at my guest house, and Jackie Kennedy, the only one who left a cleaning lady $50 tip and 2-page handwritten letter. Now you take a big swig, Jackie Kennedy's brandy. I'm going to punch you out. So, you know, you just got to have a little taste of it. No shot. You know, it's not shot time. If you put a drop on your tongue there, that's all you need is to touch it. So, you know, in Forrest Fenn will say, you pissed me off, I'm going to let you know. Hey, Bill. Life is funny that way, yeah. It was a single blaze, yeah. And I've got my hat. You see my GoPro mount? Because I love this. It's there. You know, it's invisible GoPro mount, right? Yeah. Right. Okay. But there's a magnet up there where it doesn't hit my head, and I can stick the GoPro on there and without having a mount, and then I can go do a shot without having some ugly thing on my hat, you know. But I put the magnets on the other hat, like this hat here. See, just take it. Now, I sewed a magnet in there on the sweatband, and then it pops up against here, and I can put my camera on there too. And this is one I usually wear when because my head, yeah, it gets real, and nice hats like this, the sweat will ruin the hat. So I tend to leave these for going places that I'm not going to be sweating a bunch. And I'll wear this if I'm going to sweat, because I could throw this in the washing machine and make it bell shaped. And ring the bell loudly is tell the world what you found, partly. You know, if you're brave and in the wood, and you ring and you grab all of the archaeology shots you can, all the bananas, elephant trunks are bananas, and find as many as you can. How many elephants can you find? And I thought he told me that there were. He said, so you found it in there, but the problem is there's 40 of them, right? And I said, there's more than 40 of them. And so I've got hundreds of these people holding elephant trunks, and that's grabbing bananas. It really, the shape can be there, but these are mammoths. They got eyes, and I got a picture of some and that the anatomy is perfect to a Colombian mammoth. Bumps on the head, and so I want to go out and do some exploring today. There says a threat of rain chance, but it looks like nothing threatening yet. I want to go out and explore this one area because like I go up the road. I go up the road, and there's all these box canyons, and what I'm doing is I park and I go explore up this box canyon. Next day I go up this one. Another day I go up that one, and another day I go up this one and climb over the hills to this one and come down this one back to my car. I go and explore in each of these areas, and I could take one picture after another of archaeological formations and evidence, and that's what I'm doing. I'm collecting all the bananas, all the archaeological evidence I can, and I'm trying to work on a book, but going out and finding new stuff is a lot funner than writing books. So I try most of my I've been out just about every day exploring different parts here and stuff, and I found that there's right going through the one area I've been. There's a national forest boundary there, so it's BLM that I'm camped on now, and if I wanted, I could just go over the line over into the forest, and I got 14 days BLM and 14 days in national forest, and then go back to. But I want to go up to my search area. You got to think about, because you got so many of these blazes all over the place, and you got to figure out which one is the blaze with the capital T, the blaze. Because, the wood is a blaze, and that's the word wood cut out of the forest. Then you go looking in there, you find the Skippy's helicopter, the ZPU gun, and you find, well, you don't find it anymore because I took it, the Buffalo Cowboys car with the 50 caliber hole to the nose, which was the 50 caliber hole was in his airplane to the nose of his aircraft, but it's a subtle hint to that 50 caliber hole on the Model A. In June 24, we went to talk to some administrators at the museum, talking about different things. She comes out of the blue and said that the area of Cody was called the Banana Belt of the West. Okay. Yeah, well, my grandfather, not great friend, my grandfather, my mother's father, during Prohibition and stuff, he was driving a truck back and forth between Ohio, I don't know if it was Pennsylvania or West Virginia and Ohio, right there between Pittsburgh and Columbus, somewhere in there they lived. They lived in Ohio, moved to West Virginia, then Pennsylvania. So I don't know where he was living at that time, but he drove a truck down to Florida and would pick up a truckload of bananas, and he'd stop some distilleries on the way, and they'd unload some bananas and then put the alcohol on the truck and then cover it with bananas, and so they drove a banana truck loaded with alcohol back up to Ohio, Pennsylvania. And I got pictures of my mother when she was maybe 5 or 6, maybe 4, 5, 6, sitting there with my grandfather and her uncles, where they were making beer. I guess they were making beer, but they was picking up hard liquor with the bananas because the bananas had a lot of sugar in them, and they used. I'd like to have some of that banana moonshine, man. I bet banana moonshine. Yeah, what are they? Moonshine. Everybody's using sugar and stuff, right? Kind of what, corn or something. But banana moonshine, man, I bet that would be good. Yum yum. Even if it was like 80 proof, 150 proof banana moonshine would be great. Like a 151 banana flavor. Yeah, you got to write to Bacardi. That was my idea. So if they come out with banana moonshine, Bacardi, banana moonshine, then that was Bill Gorman's idea, and they're gonna have to give me a 2% royalty on all the sales. 2% would be plenty. Just a drop in the barrel of it. I made myself. I got a bottle of rum and I had a couple drinks last night before, but I had gotten that to mix with it, ice cubes and juice and the rum, and then so I got my cup, got my ice in it, and put the rum in there, and then I grabbed a bottle. I grabbed a bottle and went to pour it in, and so I had root beer and rum. That wasn't too bad. I used to drink Kahlua rum and Coke. And really with the root beer, you don't have to put the Kahlua in. It kind of tasted like a Kahlua rum and Coke then with it was a little different flavored rum and Coke as rum and root beer. It wasn't too bad. But I used the juice. That's what I got the juice for. And I got orange too, so. But in 2 days, I didn't do much to it, It's 2 days, like 4 shots. Not much. I don't like to drink much. I like drink occasionally it's a medication to, it cuts down on your bacteria, I'm sure, in your bloodstream and stuff or whatever. If you, kind of cleans your system, That's why you hear some people, they drink a little bit that alcohol thins your blood out, we need blood thinners. You probably won't get clogged arteries and stuff if you run a little alcohol through there. And Forrest Fenn says, take all the bananas. Yep, take all the bananas. And the arrowheads, the archaeology, the sculptures, the petroglyphs, and all those things are bananas. You want to grab all you can. There's all the blazes you can. And, he who finds the most blazes wins. He who gathers the most bananas. But he who ends up, if you got more than $1 when you die, you didn't win or what? I don't know what. But, yeah. Well, let's see. We got anything? Walk to some. Hola. He also said a few lemons and laugh. I'll show you. Cartoon, the thumbnail for this was bottle caps, and his statement about 10 billion blazes. Yes, he said there were 10 billion blazes. Let's see. What am I looking for to gain access to my? I'll show you what I found the other day, because he has you looking for the Great Bet, the Dr. Peppers. Oh, warm out here. 80, I guess. Is it in here? Yeah. Where did I put it? It's back seat. From after search. There it is. Okay. So he said he'd go out and grab the bananas, and he talks about the bottle caps and stuff. And he said he grabbed a few lemons too, right? So I found this can. See, it's that old. This is what they had before pull tabs. You had to get a can opener. Miss Ford had a face like a can opener. Okay. But he said he grabbed a few lemons too. Maybe I need to switch around and show you. Lemon cola. Lemon cola. You can't find that no more. What's he got? Oh, it's a grasshopper. It jumped right in his mouth. You got him, Jack? Okay. Enough of Jack killing his grasshopper. Yeah, I got my solar panels. See, this RV thing, you always got a problem. Like, look, this dang awning thing that roll up, something going on there. My roof kind of peeling up there. I got to stick that back in. Part of that's my patch, and the other, I don't know what, you know. This RV's almost 20 years old, and they don't last forever, and they build them like cheap furniture. There's not a lot of quality to them. You know, if they had something that would print a 3D, print the whole interior, except, you know, maybe the appliances where you insert them, but a one-piece 3D printed chassis or thing goes, you know, passenger compartment would be strong as hell. And yeah, like the staples wouldn't pull out and stuff like that. The drawers could be 3D printed, just perfectly all one piece, so they don't come apart when you pull the drawer open and they snag, and the front of the drawer comes off, and you got to struggle to get everything lined up and glued back in and nailed back together. And I put bungees, because he'd drag his cable over there and then hook it behind the door and go that way. And so I put a bungee so that this cable won't go behind the door. I put one here. This was intended to keep him from getting and he runs it through. See, his thing gets caught up in there. It's a big pain in the butt. You know, because they have laws that you got to have your dog. You can't let your dog run loose. And yeah, Jack, I got to put a screw further down on that. So there, that's a pain in the ass. Get unsnagged. Have to get him a new cable sometime. I'd rather be in a house or something. I'd try to find some place to go for the winter where I can plug in maybe and stuff. If anybody has a farm ranch out west here or further south where it's not so cold, you know, want a visitor for the winter. Because I like that winter break. I don't want to run around and change campsites every 2 weeks. You know, I want to stay somewhere for a little while, because I do that back and forth between my Fenn zone and here all summer, and it's just too much work. Oh gosh, it was almost to getting in an arrowhead, but it's just a rock. Unless it's a very crude, very old. But I had that belt buckle. Have you seen the? You get cold weather where? Oh, I was here until the end of October 2015, and got out of here in time, and went down to Corpus Christi, and that was a waste of my time. I just found that's a modern There's a hollow point. What'd that come out of, you think? It looks, some kind of magnum. Maybe it's a 40 mag or something. I don't know. Just seen that laying there on the ground. And bullets. And, Corpus Christi. CCAD. Corpus Christi. And I went down there to visit that actress, and she wasn't a very nice person. It was very rude. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go up the road here and go back up in there and look around this area. Take Jack for a walk. Hopefully he doesn't go jumping he found water up there or something. I don't know where he found us, because he was soaked head to toe, and I ain't seen him go head in the water before, but he came back soaked and then rolled in the dirt all wet, and I was just getting to the car to get in the car. I just don't get in. I wonder where this bullet came from. This had to be something shot in the air, you know. It didn't impact anything head on, but it's and it's probably flattened from being drove over or something here. Lead, you can take lead and smash it and mold it with a hammer. I'm gonna I got the mammoth tooth coming. Oh man. That dog must be taking vitamins. Yeah. Yeah, after the dog unloads, they do this. I'm gonna run around stuff, and I feel so lightweight now. But I get my lemon cola. Yeah, he grabbed some lemon. I got some lemons too. Got bananas and I got lemons. So I'm about done. I want to go do something. Sat here long enough. Have a good day. Thanks for watching. Adios. What is your first for us? It gets in the 30s in October and stuff at night, but it's still. Last year there was no snow, hardly any snow in the Fenn zone in January, and the roads didn't close, I think, till almost February. Some of the roads up there, I was still able to go to places till February. Because I was here all winter last year, and I went up a couple times a month at least. So, because I was out on my land. Okay, have a good day. See y'all later.